Hello there, everyone. How you doing today? I hope you're all well. Today, I just donated blood, and I'm getting over to you with r/entitled people, where people think they are so much better than you, and you owe them the world according to them. If you enjoy, like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's get started. My sister blamed my gray hairs on our mother to grasp at straws. In the past year, my sister had some bizarre idea that any gray hairs I had were a result from stress caused by our mother, when in truth that's not really the case at all, since my sister is the one who stresses me out more. It all started a year ago last summer, when she asked me to drive her to a bar and be her designated driver. She would buy me dinner whenever she asked this of me, so I didn't mind too much. What I did mind is she always wanted to stay later than the agreed upon time of going home. But that's not what this post is about. While at the bar, she had a good number of drinks in her, and then she went on a rant about our mother. I won't relay the bulk of what she said that day, because again, this post isn't about that. But it was bad enough that our mother may have disowned her if she had been there to hear it. Anyway, during that rant, she suddenly focused on the fact I have some gray hairs and started saying our mother was responsible for it. I pointed out I was 36, and it was natural with age. She then pointed out that she's older than me and has no gray hairs. And for the record, we're half-siblings, so a lot of different genetics, but either way, no matter what I did to try and calm her, she wouldn't stop with the gray hair nonsense. In a later fight we had, I confronted her about the things she said, and I ended up unloading on her. She also accepted no blame for her actions and swept it under the rug. She only brought up the fight later to give me one of her soft talk speeches about how she felt attacked, which was code for, I'm just gonna forget the points you made so I can tell myself I'm right. Then about a month ago, she had a fight with her boyfriend, and then she cried to me. She somehow ended up bringing up the past situation before, and I ended up reminding her of the things she said, and that my gray hair wasn't caused by our mother. She suddenly looked embittered and actually said, "Then what was it?" I got angry and told her I'm nearly 37. It's just age, and frankly, I don't care about my hair slowly turning gray. I'd rather have gray hair than no hair. Baldness is actually one of my biggest worries. And though we seemed to make up, I got the feeling my sister was still unconvinced. She looks for any excuse she can find to blame our mother about things, no matter how small or petty they are. And I'm frankly tired of it. The fact she had to reach out as far as to blame my gray hairs on our mother was just grasping at straws. And now she's hypocritically ranting about our stepdad getting a DUI in the parking lot when she got one once years ago, driving like a mad woman in a car with bald tires while totally wasted. By the way, she totaled that car. That's the end of that hot mess of a story. On to the next one, I guess. Entitled lady assumes I'll pay for everything since I paid for a homeless person's groceries. I was at the supermarket buying groceries for a Sunday breakfast. Eggs, pancake batter, bacon, and bread when I saw a homeless man taking a few things off the shelf. I reached the counter and the homeless man was 2 places ahead of me. He was buying some mixed milk, cereal, and bread. He didn't have enough money and was using coins. So I told the cashier that I will pay for him and asked him to add a few more items like eggs, some biscuits, instant noodles, etc. He was really happy and thanked me continuously. Then he went to his car and started eating. I was still in line when the person who was in between me and the homeless person. She got her stuff, scanned, and packed up and started to go without paying. The cashier was confused and in a loud and sharp tone asked her to stop. She looked furious and confused when he asked her to pay. She told her that the person behind her, aka me, would be paying for her groceries, just like I did for the homeless sir. I was listening to music, but I stopped when I heard her entitlement falling from her mouth like an apple from a rotten tree. I gave her a WTF look, and by now she was the center attraction. She yelled that since I paid for him, I will have to pay for her. Otherwise, it's not right. Now, I paid around $5, 400 Indian rupees for his stuff. This lady was not getting a thing or two. She was buying the most exotic meats, eggs, flavored milks. Her total was about $60. Now, since I had a few things, I got to the cashier to scan my stuff. I paid for mine and went out in a hurry. But this lady thought it was a good idea to grab my bag and not let me go and make me pay for her. The cashier asked me if I wanted him to call police, and I shaked my head yes. The lady seemed to evolve a superpower, and left in a second, like a flash, leaving her stuff there. The cashier told me that this lady does this often. She is a well-off lady living in a 2-story apartment and is a really entitled person and thinks everyone owes her everything. She has been jailed for 6 months and 2 months on 2 separate occasions as well. Well, I guess India is full of entitled people, and my life is too. God damn! On to the next story. My husband buys a coffee machine. He's upset that he has to use it. My husband loves coffee. He's the only one in the house who drinks it. Tea or coffee gives me acidity and insomnia, so I don't drink it. Recently, he bought a fancy machine that makes delicious coffee. The only problem is that the coffee trickles down drop by drop. It takes around 4 to 5 minutes to fill a tumbler, but can feel like forever if you have nothing else to do but stand there and watch it trickle down. I get the coffee machine going every morning while getting my dear daughter ready for school and making her breakfast. When he comes home after getting ready, his tumbler is ready to go. He leaves, and then I take darling daughter to school, come back, and work from home. So recently, I had an injury that left me bedridden. Luckily, it was darling daughter's midterm break, so there was no pressure of getting up early to prepare her meal and take her to school. The only thing left was the coffee. Husband says, "No problem, I'll make it myself." Days 1, 2, and 3, he makes the coffee and also cleans the machine after every use. But on day 4, he says, "This is too much and wasting my time." I say, "Why don't you switch on the machine tomorrow and get back upstairs to get ready? We live in a duplex bedroom, and the dressing room is upstairs. Kitchen and living room are downstairs. Also, he has stopped cleaning the machine." Day 5, he's upset because he had to run up and down twice to tend to his coffee. My next suggestion was, move your toiletries to the downstairs washroom for a few days so you can get ready there. "I'm not comfortable with that." Well, now the only solution left is to wake up very early. Day 6, 7, and 8, he wakes up early to make his coffee, and he no longer cleans the machine. Day 8 evening, "I'm very tired, my sleep cycle's whacked." And I say, "Looks like you need to make more coffee." And day 9, he's now side-eyeing me and guilt-tripping me, hoping I'd crawl down the stairs to make his coffee. Not happening, so he calls up the maid and tells her to start coming early to make his coffee. She is a part-time helper, and there's no way she'll come this early. Day 10, he has given up. Now he's buying his coffee from outside, and the machine remains unused. Edit. I have no idea about coffee and coffee machines. It does not have a timer. Not so fancy then, I suppose. That's a coffee gremlin if I've ever seen one. Anyway, on to the next story that's probably the last one. A stolen dress. My mother died when I was 12. At the moment of her death, our family could have been the stuff of movies. We had not seen our father in a couple of years, and we were well used to a life without any adult input. I had found my mother dead, called the ambulance, and the neighbors all witnessed the spectacle. By afternoon, there were her, quote-unquote, friends going through her closet. Before illness had stolen it, my mother's true pride was her looks. She was beautiful, with stunning red hair. Even after the ravages of her illness, she was very pretty. She had a green silk dress that was a treasure from the times before everything went bad. In that dress, she could silence a room. I stood at her bedroom door and watched these women try on her clothes. One of them grabbed the emerald dress, and immediately the woman started to fight over the prize. They all wanted it. One woman claimed it, but another grabbed it out of her hands, and immediately locked it in her car. Attention took over the room. I stood and watched, powerless. The hyenas who did not get the dress started to bargain their pilfered loot to exchange for the dress, but no deals were made. Words of my mom's death must have gotten to high school, and my older siblings were now walking in the door. My brother was a successful drug dealer who at 17 ruled our house. We all feared him. Even her friends knew he was dangerous. He had once taken a gun to my mother's head. Seeing him approaching the house, the woman stopped what they were doing, and we all held our breath. But he did not come inside, so they returned to their looting. In the moment, I totally forgot I was afraid of him. I forgot that I believed he hated us. I forgot the gun. I showed him and my older sister the dress locked in the vulture's car. Mom's stuff was piled on the seats of various friends' cars, but we were all focused on the dress, and I went back to witness the harvest of our home. On the day of her funeral, my brother was a different kid. He stood tall and brave. He made sure to escort each and every one of those vultures up to see our mother laid out in the coffin, adorned in the green dress. Are we sure we're not in r/no sleep? This was terrifying in like a mundane sort of way. How can this happen in real life? Oh my god! People are disgusting. Ugh. Well, that's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe, leave a comment with your thoughts down below. Feel free to bash the people in the last story, where I'm sure those vultures deserve every word they get. Please do it.